Hey everybody, it's Party Elite, welcoming you to our totally on time live stream session of our Suzerain DESPOT playthrough. Oh my god, folks. So this has been an interesting day so far. I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter. I know at least some of you hang out in chat right now do. But last night, I was so very excited because for the first time in a very long time, my video that was going to release at midnight had been processed into HD on time. Well early, actually, in fact. I was about to go to bed roughly around like 11:30 midnight. I was going to bed early, you know, like a quote-unquote normal person. This is good. I was going to get a full night's sleep. I was ready for the stream. It was going to be great. And then I snapped awake at 2:30 in the morning. Just snapped awake, and I was like, okay, well, this is not promising. This is not promising. I'll be fine. I just gotta make sure I don't like do anything, you know, that keeps me awake, and I'll just fall back asleep. And then it was 4 o'clock in the morning somehow. I was like, okay, well, this isn't good, but you know, it's only a matter of time. Maybe I need to, like, I don't know, tire my eyes out or something, or just like do something to fall back asleep. I don't know what it might be. But the next thing I know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. I'm just awake. I'm just wide awake, folks. And I'm like, okay, well, this is bad. And today is the first time in the last, like, 2 years plus that Miss Elite has had to go to the office. So as she's leaving for the office at about 8:30 in the morning, I'm like, man, I've been awake all night. And I say to her, you know, I should probably just, like, make sure I'm not in bed because, haha, chances are now's when I'll pass out. Good morning, everybody. It is just short of 10:40 in the morning. Starting the stream a little late because I finally did pass out, and then I snapped awake finally. You guys are ridiculously patient, and I appreciate it greatly. It was funny. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to cancel today's stream, and then I hop on in, and I see there's like 13 viewers waiting. Y'all are chatting about, oh, does anybody know what happened? I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to just abandon the stream. I know the clock's changed. You know, the thing is that daylight savings will always like throw me off anyway. Like for the week, for a couple of days at least, sometimes up to a week, I'll just have like really garbage sleep and everything. But that's been like the story of my life for the last, you know, however many years now. And so added on top of that, daylight savings is just like absolutely wrecking me. Anyway, sorry, I thought I'd regale the tale because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. That one of the last things I said before I actually fell asleep this morning was to Miss Elite saying I should probably roll out of bed because otherwise I'll just like sleep through all my alarms. And we laughed about that, and then that's exactly what happened. Anyway, we are live now, though. A warm welcome to those of you who are still in here from the beginning. Hopefully, you're still in here. You might be gone now, but I'll say a welcome to Ted Knight, Artonicus, Jazzy B Classified, Dakota Fairy, Instinct 245, Ren, Sarab Sarkar. We have with us as well Natalie P. This is where we all realize that something's gone down. I got it. Of course, the first thing that happens is some sirens go wailing past us. We got Poppy Fire. We got with us as well Wickles. We have Robo Gold, Hellthor, Flash Trouser Man, Conrado C, Jamie Moodley. How is it going? CJ, how goes? I hope y'all are doing well. Alvian, how goes? Hope you're doing alright. Classified, my cat has still not gotten the time change memo. I feel like it's the same with Elizabeth. Like, she's just like, why are you guys, like, feeding me off schedule now? Gabe Percy, how goes? Okay. I hope I've caught everybody. But again, thank you for your patience. I mean, that is absolutely wild. And I came through, I saw the numbers, I was like, okay, let's get ready. We gotta stream. The show must go on. The stream is not canceled. We're back with some Suzerain, baby. And one of the funniest going live stories that I've had so far. I believe Jazzy B, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check actually here real quick. At about 3 hours ago, so at 7:40, Jazzaby tweeted in response to me talking about how I haven't fallen asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. He tweets, "You need a Lucian in your life." And I reply, shortly afterwards, I believe at 7:30 in the morning, yeah, it's 07:30. I need somebody willing to just go for the KO, lol. and then I got knocked out. But I got back up again. Yeah, I am glad I got some sleep though. I did need that. Not nearly enough, but I think after the stream I'll fall back asleep, and we'll see what happens to this weekend's schedule. This has been a wild couple weeks actually. There's really, like I've said before, exciting stuff going on. But it's also been like, again, between daylight savings and just like doing all sorts of stuff, my sleep schedule's been all over the place. And so it's been an interesting week, and hopefully this weekend will be a good reset. I was actually talking about. I was very excited because this weekend was going to be a reset because I'd start going to bed at a normal time. And the fact that I was able to stay awake all day yesterday despite not having too much sleep and go to bed at a normal time, I was like, this is great. I'm definitely going to get 8 hours of sleep tonight. I'm so tired. And then I woke up in like 2 hours after going to bed. All right, folks, enough about sleep. Enough about how that's a wreck. Let's talk instead about how our country's a wreck, right? We have, I mean, every issue that has been there before is ongoing. 2 sessions ago, our economy recovered a little bit. 1 session ago, which wasn't last week, but the week before, by the way, our budget dropped down to 0. If memory serves me right, we went from 1 to 0. What did we invest in? We invested in something that was at least marginally important. Oh, you know, was it the polio situation? I can't remember for the life of me right now, but we did lose the last bit of our budget, though our personal wealth continues to grow, and hopefully it grows even more and more, and I'm hoping that we're able to funnel some of that money into winning the re-election. That would be ideal. Last session again was 2 weeks ago. We didn't have a session last week because there's been so much going on. Last week, Friday, was one of those days where I'd been awake until like 6 or something in the morning. I can't remember now, but it was like ridiculous hours. I was up when the sun was rising and then beyond. And when that happens, I know that I can't do a stream. Unlike what happened today, where I was pretty confident that I'd be on time. Spindle, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Actually, funnily enough, I technically have had sleep. Technically. Oh man. But yeah, so I'm like, what else happened last night? I'm in such a such a like mind state right now. I was like, all right, well, let's do this. Right, I did prevent the Ashraf anniversary remembrance from happening. There was a request that, despite the emergency, we allow that assembly to happen. Again, that's in memory of, you know, some event in the past. I don't know, the Bloods like doing it to try and make us feel bad or something like that. But of course, because of the emergency, you know, there's no exceptions. We applied the rules. We prevented the assembly from happening, the Ashraf anniversary remembrance, from happening, and they were very upset about it. There was some rioting. It got shut down, if memory serves me right. And the governor there is with us. But of course, the people are upset because, of course, they don't understand that we're trying to protect them from all sorts of things. Not only was it as a result of the emergency in the country, but also the polio situation we have in Bergia. That is catching some steam, and that's unfortunate. It's gone further in this playthrough already than in our previous playthrough, even though we maintained the hospital's budgets. I don't understand how this could happen. We privatized healthcare. I was assured that I was going to get better quality healthcare out there and all that, and yet somehow we've got this polio spreading. I mean, hopefully polio is not going to get too far. Hopefully this epidemic doesn't have any legs, and we'll be fine. How's Karanti doing? Right, what did happen to Karanti? So we let Karanti know that our police and stuff are onto him being involved with the gangs in the Nargis region, and I believe that's all that happened with that thread so far. He was grateful for me tipping him off. I believe he wired us some money or something, if I'm not mistaken. But otherwise, that's where that conversation ended. And I was pretty happy with how that played out, actually, because I was very much like, I want him to owe me a favor, and that's pretty much how it went down. He realized that he owed me a favor, so that went pretty well. But I'm a little nervous because at present, there was rather an investigation going on into the heart of Sordland and Coronelli's connections to the the Coronelli were the Carontes connections. This is why it gets confusing. Carontes connections to the Coronelli cartel and their connection in turn, Carontes connection in turn, with other members of our government. And by other members of the government, I mean myself. So we had to shut that nonsense down. There was all kinds of madness with regards to our situation potentially being found out. And the fact of the matter is, even though we shut that investigation down, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still being pursued. And if the connection is already known and we were just like being given a chance to, I guess, fess up. We'll see how that plays out. The other thing as well, though, is the other thing that dominated the previous session, if memory serves me right, is all the talk of women's rights, right? We had our lovely wife get involved in politics despite us asking her not to. They pulled together a bunch of like stuff they wanted to get passed, and I don't think it'll make it through the assembly. So I gave them, I made them feel like I was behind them and that I would support them. But when they asked ultimately for me to use my powers for good, because that's how Monica is. She's perfectly fine if I abuse my position as president to pass her laws along. Anyway, I declined that because I felt it was amoral. That's not why this emergency exists. It's not for me to pass rules like that without any opposition. No, it had to go through the proper channels. And also, of course, I expect the assembly will shut that nonsense down, right? So that's why I want them to go through the assembly. And if they somehow make it through the assembly with all their women's rights bills, then I'll shut them down by vetoing the bill if it somehow passes. I'm annoyed at Monica. I'm annoyed at Monica because time and time again, she shows that she is perfectly okay with nepotism and using her connection to the president for personal gains. Now, I say personal, I mean obviously personal politics, right? Like she has certain political beliefs and she's perfectly fine with the abuse of power if it enables her political beliefs. And it's just like, oh, yo, that is... that's not okay. The moral compass for her goes out the window the moment it benefits her, and she's shown that time and time again with the whole nepotism conversation with her friend who got let go because of her like mat leave situation, and then more recently now with the women's rights bills and stuff. It's just like, she straight up says like, now's a great chance for you to use your power to rush this along, and it's just like, that's not cool. That's not cool. Sully asks, what's your theory of what's going to happen in the end of the game as a despot? I think the way we've played it, we're going to get assassinated. I would be shocked if the Bloods don't kill us. I think you could play the despot and come out unscathed, but I feel like with some of the decisions we've made, getting into all the corruption and stuff, while also enacting the emergency powers, while also trying to crush the Bloods, all that together, we've made way too many enemies. Just like my previous playthrough, made way too many enemies. Just now they're a different brand of enemies, and so someone is out to get us, right? Someone is out to get us. Partybot should be active. I did manage to activate Partybot before the stream kicked off today. It looks like he's on. Is he not working? Is he not getting anything done? Oh, weird. He hasn't spoken yet. You're right. Weird. Wonder what that's about. Huh. Let me give it another couple minutes and I'll see. Yeah, Wickle's there with the test. Yeah, Partybot's awake. Partybot's awake. I have made Partybot a little less verbosely, or maybe he was just waiting for that first command to come through. I don't know. Apparently, they don't like when you rant about eating the Pope. Sorry, what's this now? Oh, the Bloods, you mean? Just take a look at chat here real quick. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Sully. I feel like we're gonna get assassinated. I feel like it is possible either way to get reelected. I don't think that's in the books for us. And Aksham James, of course, passing the women's right and changing the society suddenly will create big problems. Why won't she understand it? I know, right? I know. This is why I told her to stay out of politics. She just won't understand. Did we quote Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff last session with Suzerain as well? The parents just don't understand. I feel like yes. But yeah, she just doesn't understand. I asked her to stay out of politics. But yeah, it does look like party bots working. I think some foreign powers may kill you. Yeah, they might get involved as well. Oh, right. That was something that happened as well, didn't it? We had our conversation with Volksland. This might have been more than a couple sessions ago now. But our conversation with Volksland gave us a trade deal, but not an alliance. But because of our trade deal with Volksland, Lespia was just not interested at all in that conversation. So that was that also happened. That was a couple sessions ago, though. Yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Sorry, my bad. My apologies. I was trying to say Jazzy Jeff, and I had Jazzy B stuck in my head, so I was like, DJ Jazzy B. Wait, that's not right. That's one too many letters. And so I dropped the DJ, and then realized it was Jazzy Jeff. Natalie, it's coming. Oh, it's definitely, the assassination is definitely coming. Yeah, Spindle. Yeah. I like just woke up. I don't know if you caught the if you like played back the beginning of the stream. It's yeah, off to a good start. On the topic of start though, let's start this session's events because we're already sort of pressed for time. So let's get this party started, shall we? Briefing on the current political situation at the White Room in the Maroon Palace. So many colors. Jazzy B, you should try. DJ Jazzy B. I mean, hey, it sounds the part. You could definitely do it, I think. All right, let's do this. I walked to the White Room with a cup of coffee in my hand. Just teasing me over here. What the hell? Get out of your game. Not a cup of coffee, obviously, but a cup of tea would be nice right now. I do apologize, by the way, if my voice sounds a little off. It's that early morning voice. My vice president had scheduled a meeting on the current political situation. I opened the door and entered the room. Peter immediately stood up. Anton. Morning. Good morning. Alright, I've got some updates for you on what we're dealing with politically. He pulled out a few documents from a briefcase and laid them on the table. Simon told me that he's almost done with the new economic plan. He said he still needs some time with it. Personally, I think he's just trying to avoid human contact for as long as possible, but what do I know? At any rate, he'll schedule a meeting soon to go over our options. Alright, oh man, I'm a little worried about just how much in the red this economic plan is going to take us, because I don't think there's any source of government budget coming between this conversation and whenever Simon does present his plans. And my concern is, like, do I want to go in the red for whatever infrastructure or whatever he might have planned next? Will that be more likely to hurt our economy or help it? Because just really quickly as well, our industrial zone over here is about a quarter short of being done, give or take. So it's not that far off. And then we'll be asked to invest money shortly right afterwards, right? Shortly. Did Serge give you his locket? I don't think that conversation has happened yet, actually. I have not received his lucky charm yet. I hope that conversation happens. I've treated Serge very nicely, so I expect that conversation to happen. And don't worry, if it does happen, then I'll obviously to keep him happy, I'll accept it. But we'll get into that when we get into that. But I'm pretty sure we have not received the lucky charm from Serge. No, that conversation hasn't happened yet. Halthor, I'm more worried about what Peter is dealing with personally. Yeah, I mean, he's going through some nonsense, right? Well, I call it nonsense, but it's a bet of his own making. Or it's a bet of some other woman's making, eh? God. Yeah, his whole household situation and his wife wanting to leave him following his predatory practices is obviously an interesting situation to be in. I want to not fire him in this playthrough. I want to see if we can keep him as our VP despite the scandal. I want to see if we can, like, prevent this scandal from blowing up in some other ways, but we'll see. Alright, sorry. He'll schedule a meeting soon to go over our options so I can tell him to be quick. Our administration depends on it. Okay, Simon can pull it off, I'm sure. He's never filmed me before. Yeah, true. I mean, yeah. I'll be expecting good ideas and even better outcomes, or this better be good for his own good. I mean, 4 is a little harsh. I see a call for 4, a call for 3, and a call for 1. I am leaning, I think, towards 1. I don't know about telling him to be quick. I'm almost leaning to. I'm surprised that there's no support for number 2. He's never filled me before. I mean, Simon Hall's been all right. Our economy's doing okay, right? Don't fire Peter. He needs to have an accident. That's not what I meant. Exactly, Wickles. Either a bed or a polo field, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say. I'm gonna say I can probably feel the tension. There's probably a fair bit of pressure on me right now between what's going on at home, between what's going on at Peter's home, and just the economy and everything. So I'm gonna say I'll be expecting good ideas and even better outcomes. It applies a bit of pressure, but I don't want him to be quick about it because you know the triangle of good, fast, cheap. You can only have two. I don't want fast over good, you know, because it's not gonna be cheap. It's not going to be cheap either way, so I'll be expecting good ideas and even better outcomes. I'm sure he'll deliver. He closed the folder and put away the documents. And next on the docket... What? No. Didn't talk about anything. Wait. I think the game was expecting me to have done a lot of other things that I opted not to do because I'm a terrible despot. And so Peter's like... opening those strings of conversations and then not having anything to say because it's like, next on the docket, wow, the Bloods are really happy with how you've been treating them. You know, like that's not a line he has to say in this playthrough, so that's kind of funny. Anyway, he says, next on the docket, next it's time to talk about our election prospects. This is hilarious. We've found the breaking point of Suzerain. The game is like 98% like smooth sailing, perfection, beautifully written and all that, but in our like despot, like hyper dark and cruel playthrough, we have found the 2% that's had the most like proofreading issues or bugs like this and things like that. And again, it's not a complaint. It's an indie developer, small team, massive game, so I'm all praise. My recommendation isn't going anywhere. I still strongly recommend this game for anybody who's interested in this kind of stuff. So don't take this criticism to be like, wow, you're literally unplayable. Not at all, not at all. It's just funny to me that we've pushed the game so far that I feel like maybe the developers in their testing weren't able to test for these situations. This is funny. This is funny. We can't even talk about our election prospects because there was a sharp, soft knock on the door. Lucian insisted on being here for this part. Oh, boy. Well, how are you two getting along these days? A bit more of a personal conversation. Business can wait. How do you think, Anton? I mean, he's polite enough to my face, but... Before he could continue, Lucian walked in. Mr. President. Mr. Vice President. His tone was nothing but cordial and professional, even as he cast a withering stare in Peter's direction. The three of us sat down. Peter handed out a new set of documents. Mr. Vectron, I'll let you take the lead on this. I will, Lucian. Thanks. I just received the results from a voter poll I commissioned earlier this year. To put it in plain language, it's not great. Bad, even. The USP stands to lose up to 20% of the vote compared to last time around. Good thing we don't need voters to win the election. Oh, come on, that's the choice, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not even reading the other two almost. Okay, what are the other two? I'm not worried. We still got time to win them over, as if we care about that. Tell it to me straight, do we still have a chance? I don't know. I feel like 3 is the way to go. Poppy Fire, it's all actually, like, handwritten, handcrafted as far as the experience is concerned. So there's no, like, algorithm at play or anything like that that's, like, breaking. It's just, I feel like... I mean, of course, there's an algorithm at play, but when it's, like, pulling which strings to use to pull together conversations. And I guess we've reached the breaking point where some of the combinations of decisions we've made just had no output. And that's why the game has like some broken elements. Well, broken's a strong word. Broken's a strong word because it doesn't break the game. It's just funny to read, right? And I want to be very careful not to imply that it's that big of a deal or anything like that. But it is definitely funny. It is definitely funny. But yeah, we're gonna go with 3. I see the calls for 3. 3 is the way it shall be. Good thing we don't need voters to win the election. Cheeky Anton, but Sordland is still a democracy. at least on paper. We still have a year to gain more votes, but we've got to think strategically. And if there's one arena Mr. Vectron excels in, it is thinking strategically. Lucian, this is my best friend, and if I'm going to be a proper despot, I will be taking care of him. Do I bait Lucian? Is it, do you have something to add? He's just gonna be like, yeah, I feel like Peter needs to go, and I'll be like, well, he's not going anywhere. Or I can just ignore Lucian's childish, you know, dramatic ways, and I could just say, okay, go on, Peter. You know? Oh, man. Or I could tell Lucian to let it go. He said horizontally wrong. No, I think, go on, Peter. Peter shuffles some pages around. Looking at the demographics of the voters polled, you've fallen out of favor with the Conservatives. Less than half of them are likely to vote for you. What? Come on. Like 80% of my 90% of my policies are the kind of policies that they'd like. Unfortunately, you have next to no support from liberals. That's not a surprise. And for better or worse, quite a few nationalists appear on track to vote for you. Yeah. If you ever had any support from socialists, you've completely lost it now. Unsurprisingly, none of the Bludish poll respondents said they were planning on voting for you. Lastly, we can't expect votes from centrists and unaffiliated voters unless we do something to win them over. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised that I've fallen out of favor with the Conservatives, because we shut down the reform conversations, we maintained... I understand a lot of the decisions we made were nationalist, right? Like the language bill, the religious harmony bill, all that kind of stuff was definitely more right than even the Conservatives. So I guess they didn't like that. I don't know. I'm a little surprised. The Conservatives lean a little left economically, says Jazzaby. Okay, that's why then. Because our economic policies have been anything but. So yeah, I guess we've managed to upset everybody. That's just it. It's just like we have no chance. All right. So what do you suggest? I mean, you could always start a war. That's my man. I'm listening. Hey, it worked for Saul. We'd need more allies first, of course, but if we won against Rumburg, we'd come out looking like heroes. Perfect timing with that cheer. Nicholas Vonzino, thank you very much for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. If you are, again, you know what to do. Let me know down below by hitting that like button and ensuring that there's more of it on the channel. Yeah, I mean, if we do manage to defeat Rumburg, we have just the one ally, and it's Welland, which is like half an ally. They're a rogue state. They don't have their stuff together. They're not going to be much help, but we do have one ally. Lucian? Is he right? Of course not. Considering our current state of preparedness, goading Rumburg into an armed conflict would cost us both voters and lives. Alright, but if Rumburg escalates things, I won't back off. We have invested into our military capabilities, right? We gave them extra funding. We focused on the Air Force. I don't think that's going to be enough. We did help in Operation Bear Trap. Yes, Beastorfer. I don't think a monarchist run is possible, no name. I would have loved to have found out this playthrough, but I don't think we're about to. Pablo, glad you can make it, buddy. First time seeing this live, and to be honest, I'm pretty stoked. Well, hey, I'm stoked too. Glad you can make it. Hope you're enjoying the live experience just as much as the VOD experience. Rumburg is pretty big fish to go for. Like, why don't we do something smaller? Why don't we go ahead and attack? Why don't we coordinate with Volksland and attack? What are they called? I'm starting to forget their name. Our prior ally that insulted us. You know, why don't we have other options? Why don't I have other options? All right, but if Rumburg escalates things, I won't back off. Rain the Conqueror. You finally get to live up to your university nickname. Oh ho ho. Thought I've been with Monica for quite some time. I didn't realize I had earned this nickname, but yikes. This, I don't like these options. The second one just feels like I'm ignoring Peter completely. And like dismissing him, you know? I'm sure if I ask Lucian, I know where his head's at. I know what he's gonna say. True, Arcasia and Agnolia do get along, so picking a fight with Agnolia would probably get us in trouble with Arcasia. Whatever, we'd win that. Akshim James. Don't worry, because you joined Operation Bear Trap, call Wellen, go for Yosef's plan, we'll have dinner in Thornborough. I don't know about that. With just one ally? I don't know. And it's Wellen, again, like I said, half an ally, really. They're half a state. I would be going out of character if I didn't go with option number 2, so fine. Any other advice for me, Lucian? Lucian smiled and bowed his head slightly. Oh, no. Thank you, Mr. President. This may sound like common sense, but a convincing enough campaign can succeed where policies fail. Even if you've opted not to focus on your campaign at the moment, I'd still advise you to seize every chance for exposure that you can. So I should be more like Peter, you're saying, seizing every chance for exposure? I'm a man of substance, Lucian. Image means nothing to me. Oh, come on. I'll take that into account. I'd rather be signing bills than kissing babies. 1 and 3 are very similar. Where's the option that says you have a good point? Do you have any suggestions? I guess that's 2. Because, come on, let's be real. Lucian knows what he's talking about. He helped us win the previous election. He's helped us along. He is, as much as I'm not a fan of how he's targeting my best friend for, like, all my life, he is still good at his job. And I'd be a fool not to take his thoughts into account. So I'll take that into account. Yeah, all policies moving forward served horizontally only. Good. One more thing. There is a not insignificant portion of undecided voters who don't care who occupies the Maroon Palace as long as the economy is running smoothly. Propping up the economy just ahead of the election is a surefire way to win them over. Okay, well, that's good to know. I could say it's all on Simon then, but I feel like that feels like shifting responsibility, and I feel like Lucian would be like, no, that's on you as well. You know what I mean? Is good to know too dismissive? Should I go with thanks for the advice instead? Poppy Fire, pretty much everything you see on the channel is everything I play. Don't have much time to play much else. And Sully, we did focus on the military on this one, so our military is good. It'll be hard fighting the people and Rumberg. Yeah, I feel like if we had our military and 2 allies, maybe not 3, but at least 2 allies, I'd feel a lot better. I feel like if we had... See, the thing is, between Wellen and Agnolia are both small fry, right? So they're an ally, yes. We only have one of them. But having either of those and one of the big ones, Lesbia or Volksland, I feel like you need at least one of each from those categories to see any chance of success in the war. Yeah, I think thanks for the advice is the way to go here. Thanks for the advice, Lucian. Lucian nodded in acknowledgement. Stability is key to allow the economy to improve further. Currently, the country is still struggling to develop due to instability. There are some worrying news. The Lotharberg group is up to something. My informants have been talking about frequent meetings happening between the oligarchs. Oh, no. I'm not going to respond to that. This is what I mean, right? Like, it's like the game was ready to serve me that statement, but then both of my options here are like, cool, all right, is that everything? Great, I've heard enough. Peter, was that all for today? He's the one who called the meeting, so he should be the one who, brings it to its end, I think. Yes, that's everything on my end. Good work, both of you. I want to make them get along. I don't care for my own credit here. I'll see you shortly. We bid each other farewell and prepared to leave. Lucian stopped me abruptly at the door just as Peter left. Oh, here we go. Sir, a moment, please. There is one more thing I need to talk to you about. I don't want to upset Lucian. He is a very useful pawn in this game of chess. And I feel like if he makes a move to get Peter fired, that's when I'll shut him down. But before then, I should treat him with some respect. I have been tempted by the new Forza, Jazzy B. I've been tempted by the new Forza. I've been wanting to play Microsoft Flight Simulator for the longest time. There's some games out there. I think I mentioned before that God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn are both still in their like plastic wrap. Then there's the hilarious Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remaster that just got released digitally, which looks absolutely terrible, unfortunately. And I mean that visually it looks terrible. But there are some games out there I'm hoping to have the time to play sometime soon. No, I do need Lucian. So I don't want to upset him. Peter is a liability. Do I want to fire him? How much of a liability? I guess at the end of the day, if I'm a despot, yes, I care about my friends, but I care about myself more, right? Gotta take care of number one, right? Okay. Yes? You already know I wasn't entirely supportive of your cooperation with Chief Justice Hawker. And as you know, the state of emergency is about to expire soon. I have to insist not to extend the state of emergency any longer. That is the only way we can come out of this election intact. Oh, this is not what I was expecting at all. This is not what I was expecting at all. Okay, interesting. The polls may not look promising, but the main reason of this is the state of emergency. We can still turn this around. We may not survive the elections if we enter elections in a state of emergency. The election would lose its legitimacy. Oh. Well, this is compelling. The music comes to an end at the perfect time to leave me in the silence of my own thoughts. I mean, I see where he's coming from. My intent all along has been that the emergency would prevent an election from happening. Like, in a state of emergency, correct me if I'm wrong, but in most cases, in a state of emergency, you don't also have a change of government. That would be ludicrous. You're in a state of emergency. Why would you go with all the bureaucratic steps required in establishing a new, new head of government and stuff like that? But I guess that's not how it works in Sordland. I guess that's not how that works. So there would still be an election. Like, what would happen if there was a war going on? Beyond the war that we're fighting on the streets of Sordland. What if there was a war with a foreign entity going on? Would we still have an election? Ah, classified. I like that angle. You can show it was needed, it was legal, and now, as you are awesome, you've given up that power. I do like it classified. I do like it. It was legal. The Supreme Court was on our side with it. That's true. That's true. And we are starting to get a little worried about how they're playing the puppet master a little too hard. Yeah, maybe we accept Lucian's proposal and pretend that was our plan all along. God, I love how there's no option here that's just like, yeah, Lucian, you're right. It's just like either, yeah, duh, or nah, screw you, Lucian. Respect my authority. David, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Having a good Friday, I hope. I mean, Halthor, yeah, I mean, it technically worked out. the numbers game that's all he's talking about technically worked out. No, he is right, though. Ethan, sup, boy? I legit watched your Bannerlord 2 playlist in 4 days. Damn, that is a marathon. So I take it to mean you enjoyed it, in which case I'm glad you did. That was an adventure. That Bannerlord series was an adventure. That was a saga, like a literal saga. Well, I'm glad to see you enjoyed it, and glad you could drop by today as well. All right, look, that was already my intention. I do like Classified's angle, though. I think that's a good point. We can show it as like, look, it was needed. Thank me now. That was already my intention. Glad to hear that. Anyway, I will not take more of your time. I hope you listen to my advice, sir. Have a good day. We both left the room. Okay, he's not angling for Peter's position. Job, I mean, not position. Maybe I shouldn't use the word position with Peter. But, alright, that's cool. What's up with the assembly here? Manoli Sohail, is she the replacement for the PFJP? Yeah, she's the replacement for Franz Richter. She's famed for her internal opposition against Franz Richter, though, for his support of Alfonso's policies. Oh, interesting. Staunch anti-Saulist, behind the organization of several major protests against Tarkin Saul. Oh well, this will go smoothly. We've replaced Franz Richter with somebody potentially worse. Sohail was allegedly blackmailed numerous times by the party leadership for her radical stance, yet was finally offered to be the spokesperson of the PFJP by Franz Richter after a steep rise in her popularity. Oh, interesting. They have a dark past of their own, don't they? Which political body doesn't, though, I suppose? Manoli Sohail. All right, good to know whose name has to come up the next time we talk to Carl Greaser, right? What happened to Friends? He got arrested and sent to Antel Rock for his separatist ways, for his not separatism. What's it called? When you're planning stuff against the state, not treason. There's another word. It starts with an I think. No, sorry, with an I. It has seditious, for his seditious ways, I think is the word I'm looking for. Very quickly, folks, though, right now I'm looking for a sip of water, so give me a quick sec, because I am losing my voice, and then we'll take a look at what's going on over here, the news, and what's up at Hallsword. Ha! Jazzy. Who's Friends? We don't know what Friends, and nor do you. Yeah, exactly. Insurrection. Yeah, insurrection works as well. But an insurrectionist, correct me if I'm wrong, is an insurrectionist not more like violent, like take up your arms, whereas sedition is a lot more, shadowy and less violent, but same end goal, right? I think like I could be wrong. They could be like entirely synonymous, but I believe an insurrectionist has more violent, like physically violent tendencies, whereas sedition is a broader term that doesn't necessarily require physical violence and intimidation and terrorism, but it can just be plotting to overthrow the government or that kind of stuff. I believe. All right, what's going on here? Rebel or Ribel. Bombing of gendarmerie outpost in Ribel. Terrorists from BFF bombed a gendarmerie outpost in Ribel. The attack took a toll of 6 lives and left 11 injured. An abandoned hideout with a cache of Ka-74s was found with no trace from the terrorists. Area-wide search with armored vehicles and helicopters is now underway. This keeps getting worse and worse. God, we should just let the Bloods have Bergia. It's a hellhole. Never. It's our hellhole. Erzurum. Saul Dam captured by BFF. Wow, okay, this is serious, actually. This is escalating. The latest reports from the workers at Saul Dam indicate that the energy facilities have been taken over in what is thought to be a terror attack. The escaped workers were unharmed, and the witnesses reported that the attackers were most likely from BFF. According to their account, a group of at least 30 to 40 attackers quickly dismantled the security. Police have been deployed to the area, and so far, no demands were made. Well, geez, that's terrifying. It also makes me think of the original Rainbow Six game back in the day, because there was a level where I believe eco-terrorists take over a dam. Damn, though, that's problematic. Polio disease is controlled inside the Bergia region. Okay, at least there's some good news here. Yeah, right, that did escalate quickly. They're taking over important infrastructure. I guess this is the reservoir. Is this a man-made lake? I guess that's a reservoir, not an actual lake. But anyway, that's terrifying. That's an important piece of infrastructure they have control over. If they intend to like blow up the dam or something, they could cause a lot of trouble downstream. The Ministry of Health, Pascal Beniwal, has submitted a heartening report. It states that the polio disease is controlled inside of the Bergia region. He said that we had flattened the curve of infection within the Bergia region, and with a mandatory vaccine, it will be hard for the disease to spread into other regions within the country. It's funny to think about the terminology that would not be common parlance had it not been for the mess 2020 was. Flatten the curve? I would not intuitively know what flatten the curve meant if it hadn't been for everything last year. It's just funny to me. really kind of contextualizes the game as well in some ways in my mind in terms of its release time and stuff like that. Yeah, God. The game takes itself seriously, right? It doesn't faff about with like terminology, and so it's using real terminology, and I'm sure that was always the intent, whether 2020 had made all that stuff common or not, but it's just interesting to inherently know what that means without having to like flatten the curve. What do you mean? It's funny. All right, read the report from Dyer. Governor of Bergia, Felix Braun, kidnapped by BFF. Oh my God, the dam was nothing. What the hell? Polio will take care of the terrorists. Oh man. This is no joke. I mean, how are we supposed to end the state of emergency when it's only escalating, though? You know what I mean? It's almost like, rather than ending the state of emergency, I should be like, have you guys seen the news? Do you still insist that there is no state of emergency? Because what the hell, guys? How dare they indeed? Jazzy on point. Yikes, though. Stooch, kid, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. How goes? Geez, this is troubling. BFF has orchestrated an attack and raided the governor's office in Dare, killing 4 guards. Felix Braun, governor of Bergia, was kidnapped. No ransom requests or demands were delivered yet. This is the highest profile government official the BFF has dared to target in many years. The entire Bergia police force is now on red alert. Communications are being tapped to find out the whereabouts of the governor. Man, that is no joke. This is fascinating stuff. I love that the game allows things to escalate like this. It's genuinely terrifying stuff. And with perfect timing again, David coming through with that super chat, with that super sticker, with that cup of tea again, as I like to assume. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it greatly, as you've heard me say countless times, I'm sure. It really does help keep these streams and all sustainable. It really does keep all this viable and possible, so I appreciate it greatly. Thank you very, very much. I really could use that cup right about now. It does look like it's coming right through the screen to be delivered to me. Oh, man. But thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it greatly. Conrado say, have you seen the news? The ones made by my friend? You know, the one who benefits massively from my corruption? Can we... Guards? Guards, yes. This guy? He has a certain rock that needs visiting, I think. Conrado, what's going on here, buddy? What is this? What are these words? What are these lies that you're spewing? I kid. No, I mean the news. Okay, fair enough. You have a fair point there, because they're not seeing the reports. Obviously, the reports are for internal eyes only. So you do have a point. The downside of people knowing. Do people know I have influence over the news, though? I think that's a pretty well kept secret so far. We're a despot. Despots are stoic. Despots are. They appear to be stoic, but I'm sure internally they're always panicked. They're like, oh God, do people still like me, or am I about to get assassinated? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Tashar Binda, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. Again, if you are, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Hit that like button. It does make a big difference. Just let me know what y'all are interested in watching on the channel. No country for blued men. Flak Armor coming through with a super chat. It takes a BFF to deal with a BFF. Send in the Peter. He'll solve it. Oh man, Flak Armor, I do hope. I wish that was an option. They just very theatrically wipe each other out, and there'd be 2 problems solved in one go. That'd be amazing. But Flak Armor, thank you very, very much for that super chat, buddy. Appreciate it greatly again. As you literally just heard me say, it does really help the streams and the channel. Just keeps it all viable and sustainable. So thank you so very much. It means a great deal. And I do wish that was a possibility, just to send Peter in there and it's like, buddy, go deal with this and yourself, please. I can't right now. DKK is Danish kroner. Yeah, Danish kroner is DKK. I see RoboGold asking there. DK, no, it's always been DKK Helthor. At least back when I was in Denmark back in 1997. No, 8, 9, and 2000. I was there for 3 years. I forget exactly when the 3 years started, but I know I entered Y2K in Copenhagen. But back when I was there, it was DKK for the Danish kroner. Yeah, Denmark krone, I guess. Yeah, I've always seen it as DKK. Anyway, sorry. I got distracted by currency talk. The Hallsword Post. Do tell. BFF raids governor's office. Governor Braun kidnapped. The terrorists raided the governor's office right before the end of the day and killed 4 guards. As per the reports from the Bergia police forces, Governor of Bergia, Felix Braun, was kidnapped by terrorists from BFF. Dare is now on high alert, and citizens may be asked for their IDs and checkpoints throughout the city. If you have any information on the incident, contact the officials. I feel like that is pretty unbiased reporting, right? It's just stating the facts, so there's no trouble there. RoboGold, subscribing is a regular subscription, like, subscribing to a YouTube channel. So that's what when PartyBot and everything says subscribe, that's what subscribe means. But when someone joins as a new member, that's when it gets announced as a new membership, and of course super chats are super chats. So subscribe is subscribing to the YouTube channel, like subscriptions have always meant on YouTube. You've literally created an office for censorship. I think people know you control the media. Damn it, you're right, Conrado. But we gave it a nice name. Lackhaven Times. Everyone's reporting the facts, right? Like, look, I'm not censoring conversation about the PFJP leader or anything like that. Lorenzo Saltus, this is Suzerain. It is a text-based RPG where you play as the president of an ailing nation set in a fictional world with a relatively realistic representation of our real-world 50s. Our country is being torn apart by internal strife, by separatism, by religious strife. We've got foreign entities trying to influence the politics within our country, and the superpowers are going at it, and we're all caught in the middle of all that. And it's a fantastic game. This is my second playthrough of it. As a text-based RPG, it is very fleshed out, allowing you to take whatever approach you'd like to a variety of situations, and you're basically trying to have a good term and hopefully get reelected, or at least improve the country. That's what we did last time. We improved the country. Re-election, not so much. This time, well, we'll see how it plays out. Manoli Suhail named PFJP leader. People's Freedom and Justice Party, Sordland's largest opposition party, has elected Manoli Suhail as its new leader. As the deputy chairwoman of the PFJP, Suhail has acted as an interim party leader since Franz Richter was arrested just a while ago. Suhail secured a whopping 70% of Tuesday's party leadership vote. Suhail's triumph will see her lead the PFJP in the 1957 general elections against the USP, which has governed Sordland since the end of Sordish civil war in 1929. Wait, okay, hold on, let's finish this first. We will not let fascism take hold in this country. We will free Richter. We will fight for democracy. We will bring the USP down, and we will finally bring justice, said Suhail in her acceptance speech. Now here is the question. Is Sordland ready for a female president? As party leader, if the PFJP were to get elected into power, Manoli Suhail would become the president. And we have seen how there are still quite a few conservatives who are very much against that, actively against that in Sordland. We've seen, again, during the Benfi festival, people were in support of that one guy who was talking about, like, the traditional ways and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So could this actually work in our to our benefit? Or is the game taking that weird, kind of approach sometimes it takes where it's like, people are a bit more progressive than they would actually be considering the things they say, you know what I mean? Whereas, like, I do not... Well, I guess the PFJP might elect a female leader, but I feel as though, given the country and given the context and everything else we've seen, I feel like the PFJP would very much be like, look, Manoli, even though you've got a lot of support, you cannot represent the party because we will lose the election based on the fact that that you're a woman alone. But that's where the game sometimes gets a little fuzzy, right? Where they're just like, yeah, I mean, based on everything else they say in the news and in meetings and et cetera, based on everything else they say, she doesn't have a chance in hell of winning. But we're going to play loose with that, and we're going to give her equal footing, right? Like, realistically, I don't think she stands a chance. I think the PFJP just shot themselves. In the real world, they would have shot themselves in both feet, and the biggest opposition has been crushed before the elections, and we've already won the next election, right? Because nobody actually supports the ultra-nationalist party either. Well, very few people support the ultra-nationalist party, so I don't think the game's going to play it that way, though. the game's not going to play it that way. Call Carl, kill her now. Just get her thrown in jail as well. He was like, yeah, just cycle through all of the PFJP leaders as they come through. Pretty soon, nobody will want to lead it, and they'll just dismantle the party. Frozen Watermelon, how's it going? Just dropped by to say hi. You need to get caught up. Well, hey, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for saying hi. I hope you're enjoying the show. And when you are eventually watching the VOD, I hope you're enjoying the VOD. But thanks for coming through and saying hi. And now I want some watermelon. Best fruit. Nobody can do the laundry, clean the house, make dinner, raise the kids, and run a country. That's just silly. Exactly. There's obviously one thing that needs to be removed from that list, Halthor. The military will coup her. Yeah, potentially. But no, it's interesting. It's interesting to see her be given this power, even though I do not for a moment believe that the country that has been painted in the rest of the game would ever vote for her to actually become president. Not in this setting, at least. Not in this era. BFF captures Sol Dam. Officials have admitted that currently Sol Dam is under the control of BFF after a nighttime raid by the terrorists. Contentious Sol Dam has always been an important symbol of brutish oppression in Sordland. In addition to its importance, the dam currently provides almost 90% of the energy requirements of Bergia and nearby regions. If anything happened to the dam, it would be the disaster of the century. The worst-case scenario must be prevented at all costs, even if that means giving in to their demands. Otherwise, Bergia might soon revert to the medieval ages. Wow! That's wild. I mean, obviously, with the moment they were like, okay, a dam is under threat, I was like, okay, this is problematic because energy supply and, of course, the ecosystem and stuff. And when a dam bursts, it can cause a lot of like damage, infrastructure damage, damage to housing, villages, economic damage. Obviously, like a damaged dam is damning, right? And now that terrorists have control of this one, it could be serious problems. And I didn't realize it would be 90% of energy requirements in the 50s, though. I guess that teaches me a thing or two about hydro, which is, I guess I should have known. Toronto hydro is huge. So I guess I should have been able to put two and two together. I just didn't expect our nation of Sordland to, in the 50s, have 90% of the energy of a giant region coming from hydro. Yikes! That's not promising. That's not promising. Party. Oh my god. PE's pub's name, Party Ale Eat. Yo. That's legit. I should open a pub. You cannot declare... Well, okay, so I cannot say if you can or can't declare wars, because you might be able to if you make the right decisions. It might take you down that path, but it's not like I can just click on another nation and be like, declare war. It's not that kind of a strategy game. It's more like... whoops. It's more like you'll have conversations, and conversations will lead to other... there we go. Conversations will lead you down a path that might lead to a war declaration, for example. We've had conversations that have led to us participating in genocide. We've had conversations that have resulted in trade deals, diplomatic insults, all sorts of stuff. But it's all a matter of conversations like the one you're about to see in just a moment. First, though, Sahel elected to lead PFJP. In today's heated PFJP party leadership election, Manoli Sahel was elected as the new leader to fill Franz Richter's place. As the new face of the party, Sahel will face many challenges ahead, like keeping the broad coalition of reformists united. Okay, well, that's good. The more we can poke at their unity, the better our chances are. Because I don't think we're going to get elected as much as our opposition is not going to get elected. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta say, this game is super cool. It really is a fantastic game. Just so deep and varied, and I'm curious to see what the developers are up to with their like following like updates and sequels and things like that. It's a great world they've built, and I'm curious where they're taking it next. All right, briefing on the increasing unrest among populace. This music, this tension music. Lilius entered my office and took a seat. She was frowning intensely. She didn't talk at first, just fixed me with a steady gaze. When she did speak up, it was in strained tones. Mr. President, we have a problem. Go on. This just came in. Here, take a look. I took the document from her hands and started reading it. The report was titled, BFF Attack on Sol Dam. I looked up immediately after reading the title. Yes, you read that right. The British Freedom Front has taken over Sol Dam. That dam currently provides 90% of electricity to Bergia and its neighboring regions. If they destroy the power station, I don't even want to think about the outcome. Thankfully, no casualties have been reported yet. We know that they have taken the staff as hostages. If this news ever gets out, we'll be the laughingstock of the entire world. Hey, have you not been reading the news? This is interesting. I do wish this happened before all the reports popped up. That would make a lot more sense. From a narrative perspective, from a tension perspective, you know? We would find out through this conversation that the terrorists have taken over a dam, rather than through a report. Oh, this music is great. You hear those low tones? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, time for a strafing run, Jamie. We've invested in our Air Force, haven't we? What are their demands? We should be receiving a communication from them soon. Mr. President, I'm afraid that's not all. With a simultaneous attack, the British terrorists have raided the governor's office in Dare and kidnapped Governor Braun. They're holding him hostage as well. Carl Greaser is on his way here right now. He'll tell us what he knows so far. Just then, there was a loud knock at the door. Carl came in without waiting for an answer. He was clearly out of breath. Ah, there he is. He saluted me. I saluted him back. Mr. President, I'm sorry for being late. Carl, I already informed the President of the situation. Do you have any updates? We've just received the demands from the terrorists. He handed me the file he was holding. I started reading the file. President Rain, in the name of peace, we have taken hold of Sordland and the mayor of Dare as our hostage. The free people of Bludia have suffered enough under the tyranny of Sordland. Our villages were destroyed, our men and women assaulted, our children killed by our own government in the name of this dam. We, the BFF, are with the people. We, the BFF, always defend the downtrodden. We, the BFF, fight for freedom. We, the BFF, are not like the Sordish government. We know compassion, and we believe in a chance of reconciliation between our people. That is why we are demanding a delegation from the Sordish government to negotiate the price of our freedom. We are ready to sit at the table as equals. Make no mistake, we also know that true freedom comes at a cost. We will not hesitate to sacrifice as many lives as it takes to achieve our goals. If our demands are not met, we will cut off electricity to the entirety of Bergia and Nargis regions, along with the mayor's head. Take this as your final warning. Yolak Bluderat. I handed the document to Lilius, and she read it carefully. As I thought. Mr. President, the BFF is a threat against our nation. They must be completely eradicated. I don't think we negotiate with terrorists around here. That'd be a show of weakness. I do believe, Rain is about to send his regards. Natalie, they do like to repeat themselves. I don't think we negotiate with terrorists around these parts. I don't think there's any conversation to be had there. There's no diplomatic approach. They're willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary. Well, so am I. Exactly. This is their claim of compassion, Fussin. Exactly. Also, welcome. Glad you can make it, buddy. Need flex take, because that's a lot of damage. Holy hot damn. Call in Jack Ryan. Kind of Rainbow Six their ass? No, for real. We will not negotiate with terrorists. Wipe them out. All of them. Your orders, Mr. President? Search and destroy. Eliminate the enemies of the state. Infiltrate the dam quietly and take them out. No need to cause a ruckus. Or I'll involve the military. This has gotten out of hand. Oh, man. This is not the escalation I was expecting today. Okay. Blow up the dam with them in it. All right, look, if we infiltrate quietly and take them out, then there is a chance that the governor survives and no hostages have to die. That's the benefit of 2. The benefit of 1, search and destroy, eliminate the enemies of the state, is a more complete eradication of the BFF, potentially. Involving the military, while sounds nice, can be the last nail in our coffin as far as re-election is concerned. Because involving the military, a lot of people will see that. I mean, I don't know. It's a very real terrorist threat. Surely people will understand the involvement of the military. But a lot of the times when military is deployed, internally, people don't care why. People get upset. People get upset. I think, Ted Knight, I was just about to say the first half of what you said there. 3 is objectively the worst option. Go for it. I was going to say, yeah, 3 feels like probably the worst option. The most likely to cost us everything. Jazzy B is suggesting 2 because we have the secret police infiltrate the dam and quietly and take them out and to cause a ruckus. That's interesting you say that, because I thought 1 would be the result of having the secret police. Search and destroy. Eliminate the enemies of the state. Have them go in, like, they've, I imagine they've been monitoring a lot of offices, a lot of meeting places, and things like that, and now it's time to pull the trigger on all of them, literally and metaphorically speaking. That's what 1 reads like to me. Search and destroy. Infiltrate the dam to me sounds like a SEAL Team 6 kind of a scenario, or, as I was kind of quoting earlier, a Rainbow Six kind of a scenario where, you get a small crack team, 8, maybe 12 people, to infiltrate the dam and only take out the terrorists who have taken the dam. It leaves the governor potentially dead, beheaded, right? I guess we could martyr him. I feel like 2 is focused on the dam, 1 is focused on complete eradication, and 3 is a risky move. 2 is secret. I guess I see what you're saying. But I feel like 1 and 2 are both secret. 2 just words itself a bit more secretly because it says infiltrate. But I see what you're saying. 2 then cover it up, pretend like there never was a threat to begin with. Unfortunately, it's already been in the news, see? If we hadn't read the news articles that have already told the country that this is happening, I'd see where you were coming from there. We don't want this to be hidden. Make it big. Be the hero. Elections are coming up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Do we even like the governor? The governor was with us. He was with our policies. Initially, I thought I was mistaken, and I thought the governor was Blutish himself, but no. He's been supportive of our policies. If we take care of it, we look very good and competent. I think it's important that we look competent over here. Oh, Jesus. It's between 1 and 2 in my books. I think 3, like I said earlier, I think 3 will upset people. Because they won't see why the military got involved. They'll just see that the military got involved, Yeah, we don't... Exactly, Conrado. The army is not trained to deal with this. I don't think 3 is an option. Because it's a very different kind of warfare, right? It's a very different kind of tactical situation, and that's not what the military typically deals with. And we certainly don't want to do a bombing run on the dam. I see a lot of calls for 2. All right. I suppose 2 it should be. Infiltrate the dam quietly and take them out. No need to cause a ruckus. You can hold a poll just to stall for time. Tempting, isn't it? No, I'm seeing plenty of calls for 2. I don't think I need to stall for time as much as I want to. A good dictator tells the voter who the enemy... Damn it, Halthor. I took it away before I could finish reading it. Yeah, beat me. All right, folks. Your orders, Mr. President. Infiltrate the dam quietly and take them out. There's no need to cause a ruckus. As you command. It's good to see that we're taking immediate action. Thank you, Mr. President. That's all I had for today. Keep me posted on the updates. I shall, Mr. President. Come on, Carl. We're leaving. Lily has hurriedly left the room. Carl bowed to me. Mr. President. He followed after her. Yo, this is wild. This is wild. I love this. I absolutely love this. I'm just scrolling up here real quick. That's why the zoom in is happening, because I just want to let I just double check I had the name right. Lorenzo. So you were asking a couple questions about this game, right? This is an example of just how wild this game can be. This event did not happen in my first playthrough. This is my first time seeing it. None of this happened in my previous playthrough. And it's all because of the decisions we made in this specific playthrough. Oh my god, okay. In an attempt to end the growing unrest, I decided to utilize the police. Yeah, you don't say. Here we have your political overview. It's just the change in leadership of the reformists. Same thing over here as well, fair enough. I just want to make sure there isn't something I've missed. Order, Blutish uprising. Yeah, you don't say. A little bit. A little bit. No reports. Straight to the next stage of this. Oh no, industrial expansion. Now's not the time for this conversation. Do you hear the music? A large expansion program presents several options to improve industrial capacity. This is going to hurt our budget, and our economy dropped as well. What the hell, man? Our economy was finally up a little bit, and now it's dropped a couple notches. Oh, man. It's not a civil war, Lorenzo, as much as it's internal. There are some separatists, and so civil war could happen. I'm not sure if it does in any version of the playthrough, but there are a lot of internal struggles and strife, yeah. And the Blutish desire for independence and a separate state is a constant theme. Oh, this is all very expensive. Minister Hall and Manger have prepared a massive industrial expansion plan that could support several key industries in the country through state investments. Sordland could become much more competitive and a hub for new industries with this initiative. Expand our military industry? Sounds tempting, doesn't it? Expand electronics industry, get our own pocket radios going, expand automotive industry, or expand agricultural industry. Oh, damn. Oh yeah, the stock market must be going wild with this crisis. You're right. You're right. Like, I wouldn't want to be on the floor right now with two active terrorist situations. I'm not sure what to do here. What do you guys think? Military, better safe than sorry. Military industry, military. I mean, I feel like military does make the most sense. It's the most fitting for our playthrough otherwise, right? So if we're going to make a decision, I would say it has to be military. I guess my question was like, do we want to take that -2 hit? Jazzy be convinced that -2 budget isn't too problematic at this stage. We are very close to re-election. If there was ever a time to use our money, I guess it would be now. That's a good point. That is a good point. Oh, man. Yeah, I suppose we could push this. Military, Mr. Despot, military, pew pew. Well put, well put. Natalie P, an excellent way to abstain. Alright, fair enough. I think we'll, I'm a little concerned about exactly how this will help the nation and our chances of re-election. But I guess people like seeing a good, strong military, right? And if we go to war with Rumberg, then adding even more money to the military industry here makes the most sense. So sure, I mean, fair enough. Let's do it. There is some hope. Between the military budget increase and military industry, there is hope, says Jazzy B. True. True. It's the appropriate response as well to our current circumstances, I suppose. Expand the military industry, use the government budget, what's left of it, which is nothing. Oh, that hurts to see. We need to see economic recovery. We constantly see this just drop lower and lower. Sordland expands local military-industrial complex. The government is pouring large amounts of funds to increase local weapons production and to reduce Sordland's reliance on foreign weapons, which are dominated by Arcasia, United Contana, and Rumberg. A dozen military manufacturers have just seen their budgets tripled. A new wave of mechanical and chemical engineers are entering the factories to produce the first Swordish rifle in the future. The investments in the military-industrial complex could also result in weapons exports to other nations in the future. Yet this move seems to be only the beginning, with many research and development steps to overcome. The nation lacked resources to tackle the material science and weapons manufacturing challenges, but with the Reign administration, the floodgates might have opened. I mean, hey, if there's something that always helps the economy, it's the military-industrial complex, isn't there? Or isn't it, rather? Alright, extend the emergency. Oh, are you for real right now? We're in the middle of an actual emergency, though. This music is like driving up my anxiety. There's nothing else to look at. We have to make a decision on this emergency. Hot damn. Imagine the parade we could have when it's all our own homemade equipment. True. It doesn't need to be able to fly if we can just drag it along on the back of a truck, right? The radio... No, Flak Armor. That was our personal investment in a foreign country, actually. I don't... And we're back, but I believe the game is not showing up on screen. Of course, Streamlabs had to come in the last handful of minutes and start acting up over here. How do I... Yeah, Halthor. They blew up the dam. The power's out. Alright, we should be back now, folks, right? Oh, Natalie, no, that would be mean. That would be mean to bait the what's it called, cliffhanger at this point. The Deles, thank you very much for subscribing. I do hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, again, you know what to do. Let me know down below by hitting that like button. Folks, we have over 40 people watching, but less than 30 likes. If you've enjoyed the show so far today, if you enjoyed the live streams, hanging out and watching Suzerain unfold, hit that like button. Hit that like button like the terrorists hit the dam. God damn it. Honestly, I'm a little tense right now because Lucian, we spoke to him and we told him our plan was to revoke it. But given the current situation, given the reality of the situation, I feel like, yeah, exactly, actually, I feel like extending is very well justified over here right now. Conrado says, I think we should bet on the emergency powers. Even if we lose the election, we might be able to stay in power with the emergency powers. Oh, that sounds risky, because it did sound like elections would still happen even if the emergency is active. Because Lucian was like, oh, you know, the voting process will be seen as, like, illegitimate, or whatever words he used, if the voting were to happen during the emergency, right? Oh, man. Jazzy B coming through with that Yolek Bluret, a member for 7 months. Absolutely wild, buddy. Thank you so much for the support month after month after month. Appreciate it greatly. And yeah, Yolek Bluret indeed. I was gonna say, actually, when that came up in that message we received, I remembered when you first mentioned that in chat earlier, just like 10-15 minutes ago. I was just like, oh man, that was some serious foreshadowing. Well played. Well played. Thank you very much, buddy, again, for the support. It does mean a tremendous deal. I appreciate it greatly. I can see B-Store, they're throwing up those banners. We really should, right? Even for the re-memberships, we should really throw up those banners and give our members a warm re-welcome for their re-membership. I'll come up with a better term for it eventually. Yeah, Flak Armor dropped those E's as well. Beauty. True, the situation has changed. This is actually the first time when you have a legitimate reason to call an emergency. Right, yeah, I know. Look, it just makes sense. We need to extend the emergency. You might not have hydropower, but at least you have emergency power. My man. Dude, for real though. If you can take out the BFF quietly, there's no emergency required. It's already all over the news, right? We see very clearly that this threat is real and active. And hopefully, I mean, Jesus. Remembership is a great word. I will stick with it then, maybe. Let's do it. Let's extend the emergency. I can't believe Lucian's gonna leave us. He's gonna resign, isn't he? He's gonna be like, you gave me your word that you were planning on revoking the emergency. There's no chance that we're going to win the next election, so you're gonna have to try without me. I can see Lucian leaving us over this. But we were in the midst of a very real emergency. And so we must extend our decree. You guys can't see it on screen, but I just got an achievement unlocked called Hawker's Plan. I don't like that. Spindle, you gotta go dinner with people? Alright, sounds good, buddy. Well, thanks for coming through today. I hope you had a good time. Do enjoy your dinner, and cheers to you as well. We live by the sword, we run away to Kairut by the airplane. Yeah, indeed, we might need to be. I'm not sure I like how that went down. With the Blutish uprising, the protests have escalated to a full-blown uprising in Bergia with increased violence and even armed rebels engaging security forces. Swordish military industry. A new military industry has been established to support and supply the Swordish armed forces with equipment. And there's our military industry expansion program. The program offers up to 10,500 Swordish Ren per person to support entrepreneurs and military manufacturers. At the same time, we'll be assisting them with training, materials, manpower, and reimbursing up to 70% of costs for all equipment needed. Things are changing in Sordland. Things are changing. Is it for the better? Is it for the worse? I mean, given the situation we have at the dam, I would argue for the worst. Chapter 4. Checkmate. That is not a very promising title, and I can't believe it either, Conrado. The game seriously made us click continue without resolving the damn situation. Checkmate does not sound good. There's a news article to read. There are events at Hallsword. Silence in Bergia apart from that. So I imagine we're about to learn what went down at Hallsword. And at this point, Natalie, is where we're going to go ahead and pull that cliffhanger. Folks, we'll find out what happened next time. This is very precarious. I feel like we're teetering on the brink of destruction and potentially falling apart from the inside. I don't know if our assassin will be an internal threat or an external threat. I'll be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure we don't have that long to live. The election is almost certainly lost. We can only hope that our solving of the dam situation, of the Bergia situation, or of the Blutish situation, whatever you'd like to call it, will work in our favor and maybe somehow allow us to retain our lives, if not power. Actually, I'd like to leave the news for the kickoff of the next session because it acts as a good way to jog my memory. So we'll leave that for next time. The game is cliffhanging us, and you decide to do the same. Yeah, gotta double down on the cliffhanger, right? Hey, look, at least this way, there's some solidarity because I don't know what happened either, and I won't know until next time. So we're all on the same page here, waiting with bated breath until next week Friday when we can find out what actually went down and what comes next. This is extremely tense. But folks, I hope you had a good time today. If you did, please don't hesitate to hit that like button on your way out. I again want to thank you very much for your patience early this morning with that wacky start we had. I still can't believe that happened. I'm still like processing what happened this morning, but it is what it is. So thank you very much though for your patience. I do appreciate it greatly, and I think about it. It comes up often how appreciative I am. I don't mean out loud. I mean just like personally, how appreciative I am of all of y'all and your patience and support and all that. So thank you very much. I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that. And of course, a thank you to our super chatters today as well for your support. It, as I said, does make a very, very, very big difference in just making all this possible. And of course, on that note, no session is truly ever done without giving a massive thanks to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You guys keep us alive and running smoothly, as I like to say. It does make a massive, massive difference. And of course, each and every one of you watching as well, like I like to say, you know, if it wasn't for all of y'all, none of this would be. So thank you so very much. But folks, damn, what a session. What a session. I'm kind of stressed out in a good way, in a positive way. I love this game. It's so good, man. It's so good. I'm not sure how this is going to play out next time. But folks, we'll be back on Monday with Crusader Kings 3 at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll be back on Friday for sure with Suzerain. I'd like to say at 10 a.m. Eastern, but hey, God knows these days sometimes, right? But no, it should be regular timing, 10 a.m. Eastern, same time as our Monday stream this week, half an hour earlier than today's stream started, and we'll see how this plays out. Don't miss the start of it because it's going to be wild. And again, if you don't follow me on Twitter or you're not in the Discord, make sure to either follow me on Twitter or join the Discord if you're up for it. It's a great way to stay up to date with like scheduling and changes and announcements as well. I do announce when the stream's about to happen and stuff like that on both of those platforms. With that said, though, I will take the advice I'm seeing in chat and maybe catching some more sleep. Hopefully, I'm able to. I want to get my schedule back on track with like videos releasing on time. So hopefully I'm able to get Planet Zoo done for tomorrow, but I do think the day calls for a bit more sleep, or maybe a cup of tea, or maybe both. But folks, until I catch you, whether it's in the Discord or in the comments of a video or our live stream on Monday, until then, thank you very much and cheers.